Hey guys, Scott from FrightProps, joined by Ezra, and today we are going to show you how to set up our Axworthy Ghost Kit. Alright, so first we're just going to go over what's included in the kit. We have here our motor with a speed controller, your motor power supply here. This is your motor drive wheel, and you can tell it's a drive wheel because it has the hub adapter for the motor shaft on it there. You have your fishing line, and then you have your satellite wheel. Satellite wheel is just the wheel with the bracket with no motor. You also get a couple connectors for the airline and to hang the Ghost, and we'll cover that later. So we sell the kit with just one motor wheel and one what we call a satellite wheel, and that's just a wheel without a motor on it. And the reason we do that is because this is the easiest setup, is to just have two wheels that the Ghost travels between. You can get into more elaborate setups by adding additional satellite wheels, like have a triangular path or even maybe a square path, but the more kind of points of contact you add, the harder it's going to get for the Ghost to stay on the line. All right, so the first step we're going to do is we're going to take our motor wheel and we're going to attach it to the motor shaft by just threading it on like this. Should be nice and tight and secure. All right, so we're going to be setting up our Axworthy between these two trees here. We have the large maple up front there, smaller maple there. And the only thing that we need that is not included in the kit is a couple pieces of wood to use as sort of beams that stick out to mount the Axworthy to. So we're using a couple of these 2x6s, and we just cut these down to the length we need, and we'll show you how to install those now. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is mount the beam for our first wheel. And these can be at pretty much any height as long as they're tall enough for your Ghost not to drag on the ground. So we're going to measure. The main thing is that they just have to be at the same height and they should be level. So Ezra here is going to measure, and then he's going to take the beam that we have pre-cut and he's going to go ahead and screw it into the tree at the height that we have determined. All right, so our beam is in place here, and now Ezra's just going to head up there and screw in the satellite wheel, which is the wheel that does not have the motor on it. And so he's just going to screw it to that kind of beam extension there and make sure that the wheel is facing downward, so not up above the beam. And then also make sure that it's nice and level so that we can have the other wheel match this one when we hang that one. All right, so that is one wheel up. We're going to move to the other tree and mount the drive wheel. All right, so for the drive wheel, since we have a branch that's in about the right height and it's about the right thickness, we're just going to mount the wheel directly to this branch. So you can do that as well if you happen to have a branch or another structure that works out for that. So Ezra's going to measure the height, and he's going to go ahead and mount the wheel directly to that branch. Once you have the wheel mounted, it's a good idea to tighten this nut on the drive wheel to make sure it's nice and tight. All right, so now that our wheels are hung, we can go ahead and run our line. And to do that, we're using two connectors. We're going to use this swivel connector here with two loops, one on each end. And then to hang our Ghost, we're going to use this swivel connector here. We're going to go ahead and show you how to tie these onto your line and then how to put your line around the wheels. All right, so next we're going to attach our swivel connector to our line, which will go around the wheels. So we're just going to thread some of our line through and give ourselves a decent amount of slack, and then tie a simple knot to connect the swivel connector that will hang our prop to the line that's going to go around the wheels. All right, next we're going to connect the line that will go around the wheels to our connector here. We're going to start with one end of the line, and we're going to be using what's called a Uni Knot.
Here's a large scale version of tying the Uni Knot. This is a large model of your leader, and here is a large model of your fishing line. You're going to begin by going through the loop of your leader 2 times, and then you're going to make a loop back around itself, leaving plenty of tail at the top and making sure the top of your loop is in line with the rest of the fishing line. You're going to make 6 wraps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you're going to pull this noose tight and then cinch down that noose on the rest of the line. And then you can cinch down that rest of the line on the leader. Pull it tight to tighten everything up, and it should look something like this, but much smaller.
All right, so what we're gonna do next is Ezra's gonna go ahead and head up, and we're gonna loop our line around our first wheel. We're using the motor wheel in this case. And then we're gonna walk this back close to our satellite wheel so that we can get an idea of how much line we're gonna need to thread around the two wheels to get our ghost going. All right, so we've tied our second piece of line to the connector, and as you notice, I'll show you in a sec, we've tied it short. You want to tie it as short as you can and still get the line around the wheels. So we want to get a lot of tension on the line to keep it from falling off. So you can see here how short we've tied it, and we're going to now try to stretch it around the wheel. All right, we're gonna go ahead and attach our ghost. So we have a very lightweight hanging ghost. It is important to keep things light, and we're gonna connect it to our connector. All right, with the line strung, we're gonna now plug in the motor and adjust the speed control.
Yeah, Ezra looks creepy.
I look creepy?
No, you look great.
You said creepy
You're
though.
just smiling the whole time. You look good. You look good.
No, I don't. I look creepy.
No, it's good.
How do I not look creepy? Should I go like this?
Yeah.
It's all good.